When you paint a picture of South Africa's informal settlements challenge, the latest statistics from the Department of Human Settlements have indicated a number roughly estimated at 4,000 informal settlements, and this number keeps growing year by year. Hi, my name is Untold, Program Officer at Afesis. Afesis is an organization that focuses on promoting good local governance and access to basic services, particularly for community members in vulnerable and marginalized communities. In my role as the Basic Services Program Officer, I primarily deal with informal settlement upgrading programs and projects that are based in the Buffalo City municipality and also in the Eastern Cape in the larger context. South Africa faces a growing crisis in terms of the growth of informal settlements across the country. Today we are faced with a number of informal settlements, the latest statistics showing that it's around 4,000 informal settlements across the country. This not only indicates a growing crisis in terms of the housing backlogs we have, but also is an indictment on the systematic barriers that people and households, specifically marginalized communities, have when it comes to the barriers to access to land, planning, and also shows the inefficiencies of government structures when it comes to dealing with the growth of informal settlements. Informal settlements face a number of challenges. Community members who primarily live in informal settlements face systematic barriers when it comes to access to land, and this directly points to a social justice issue and the spatial inequalities that people face. With the growing crisis of informal settlements growing in our urban areas, this indicates a spatial injustice that marginalized people in our country face. And this is not only a problem of a physical nature, but it's one that denies people their basic human rights in terms of access to housing opportunities enshrined in our Constitution in Section 26. And also, it shows and highlights a bleak picture of the access to land that people face. And this enshrined in Section 25. And this is not only an indictment and an indication of the housing backlog the country faces, but also highlights the stark realities of many people who are not afforded access to land and housing opportunities, especially affordable housing opportunities for marginalized communities. Historically disadvantaged people, majority black people who are living in these areas, are in urban areas because they seek economic opportunities and are residing in places where they feel they're able to go to work. It's close proximity to their work opportunities, also in close proximity to healthcare services and other aspects that better their livelihoods. In our work at Afesis, we also are huge proponents of the informal settlement upgrading program, where we feel that the municipalities across the country should play an active role in designing plans and also implementing the plans that they have for the betterment of the people that are living in these informal settlements. Informal settlements challenges right now, currently people are prone to flooding, are prone to shack fires spreading rapidly, are prone to an unhealthy environment where water and sanitation pollution often is a regular occurrence and an everyday occurrence. One of the biggest issues also facing informal settlements is a lack of access to electricity and formal electrical connections in the informal settlements. With informal settlements being densely populated, informal settlements struggle to have their shacks electrified. And this is due to the dense nature and a lack of roads and wide enough access points for the informal settlement to be able to receive these connections. Many informal settlements across the country have resorted to electrifying themselves illegally, and this poses a huge danger to the community members and the lives of women, children. That's why Afesis has embarked on a reblocking project, which looks at a community-driven process which spatially reorganizes the community. So practically what this looks like, it takes small pathways that are already in the informal settlement and proposes widening those pathways to become roads where accessibility is possible. This is a layout framework which shifts shacks around so that spaces are able to open up in the community for basic services such as electricity, water and sanitation to be provided for communities where they are. This approach is called reblocking, and it's one form of in-situ upgrading, informal settlement upgrading, that Afesis has embarked on and is piloting in Scenery Park in a community called Polar Park, informal settlement.